proceed from Joshua today. Just like I said last week, I didn't really follow the schedule this week because it's been a lot. And we had a program in church, which is the United Conference, and I've been attending the program. We even had a video yesterday, so that's part of the reason I didn't come live yesterday. So please understand with me and follow the schedule. I'm dropping another schedule today. Please follow. Don't follow me. Don't follow me. Really, just follow the schedule. It will do you more good. Okay. If you have all the time, follow the schedule. But I'll try to say this a way I can follow the schedule myself so that I don't you know slack behind just like I did this week. Okay, continue all the way from Joshua 15, chapter 15, all the way to Joshua chapter 24. Today we'll be ending the book of Joshua by God's grace. We will enter the book of Judges. So I read in the name of the Lord, Son, and in the name of the Lord. Amen. The land as there reached southward to the borders of Edom, Zin being its southernmost point. The southern boundary began at the south bay of the Dead Sea, ran south of Scorpion Pass into the wilderness of Zin, Kadesh Bena to Hezron. Then it went up to Ada, where it turned towards. From there it passed to Asmon, reached the brook of Egypt, which is followed to the Mediterranean Sea. This was there. This was there. Southern. This was there. Then there's a boundaries. The eastern boundaries extended along the Dead Sea to the mouth of the Jordan River. The northern boundary began at the bay where the Jordan River empties the Dead Sea, crossed to Beth Hogla, then proceeded north of Beth Haraba to the stone of Bohan. Bohan was Reuben's son. From the point it went through the valley of Akkor to Debir, turning north towards Gilgal, which is across from the slope of Edomim. On the south side of the valley, from there the borders extended to the spring at En Shemesh and onto Engrogel. The boundary then passed through the valley of the son of Hinnom, along the southern slope of the Jebusites, where the city of Jerusalem is located. Then it went to the top of the mountains above the valley of Hinnom, and on top to the northern end of the valley of Rephaim. From there the border extended from the top of the mountain to the spring at the water of Niftoah, and from there to the town on Mount Ephron. Then it turned towards Bala, that is Kiriath Jearim. The borders cycled west of Bala to Mount Seir, passed along to the town of Kesalon on the northern slope of Mount Jarim, and went down to Beth Shemesh and to Timnah. The boundary line then proceeded to the slope of the hill of Ekron, where it turned towards Shikron and Mount Bala. It passed Jabnel and ended at the Mediterranean Sea. The western boundaries was the shoreline of the Mediterranean Sea. This was the boundary of the families of the tribe of Judah. The Lord instructed Judah to assign some of Judah's territory to Caleb, son of Jephunneh. So Caleb was given the city of Arba, that is Hebron, which had been named after Anak's ancestor. Caleb drove out the three Anakites, Shisha, Ahiman, and Talmai, descendants of Anak. Then he fought against the people living in the town of Debri, formerly called Kiriath Sepher. Caleb said, I will give my daughter Ahaziah in marriage to the people who attack who attacks and captures Kiriath Sifra. Otne, these things are so hard to pronounce. Othniel, the son of Caleb, brother Othniel, the son of Caleb's brother Kenaz, was the one who conquered it. So Esther became Othniel's wife. Then As Asna married Othel. She urged him to ask her father for an additional field. As she got down off her donkey, Caleb asked her, "What is it? What can I do for you?" She said, "Give me a further blessing. You have been kind enough to give me land in the Negev. Please give me spring as well." So Caleb gave her the upper and lower spring. This was the inheritance given to the family of the tribe of Judah. The town of Judah, situated along the borders of Edom, in the extreme south are Kevzil, Elda, Jogor, Kina, Dimona, Adada, Kedish, Hazor, Etan, Ziph, Telem, Belot, Hazohadat, Hazohadat, Hazoga, Hazagada. Sorry for that distraction. Sorry for that distraction. Kerot Hezron, that is Hazor, Amam, Shima, Malada, Hazagada, Heshmon, Bet Pilet, Hazar Shua, Heshmon, Bet Pelet, Hazashua, Basheba, Biziota, Bala, Lim, Ezen, Eltolad, Kasil, Homor, Horma, Ziklang, Madmana, Sansana, Libot, Zilhim, Ain, and Rimmon. In all, they were in all there were 29 of these towns with their surrounding village. The following towns situated in the western foothills was given to Judah: Estor, Zorah, Ashna, Zanoah, Enganim, Tupua, Eman, Jalmot, Adullam, Sukkot, Ezekah, Sharam, Editam, Gedera, and Gederotam. In all, there were 14 towns with their surrounding village. Also included were Zanan, Hadasha, Hadashta, Hadasha, Migdalgad, Dilian, Mispe, Joktel, Lakshish, Bokat, Eglon, Carbon, Carbon, Lish, Gedorot, Beth and Makeda. 17, sorry, 16 towns with their surrounding village. Beside there were Libna, Eta, Ashan, Eta. It's different from the Eta. The other Eta is Ether. This one is Iphtah. That's Eta. Hashna, Nizib, Kalial, Hizib, and Mareshash. 9 towns with their surrounding village. The territory of the tribe of Judah were inclined all the towns and villages of Ekron. From Ekron, the boundaries extended west and included the towns near Ashdod with the surrounding village. It was included Ashdod with it also included Ashdod with its surrounding sorry. It also included Ashdod with its towns and village, and Gaza was its town and village, as far as the brook of Egypt and along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Judah also received the following town in the hill country: Shamir, Jatel, Sokor, Dana, Kerit Sana, that is Dabir, Anab, Eshtemoh, Anim, Goshen, Holon, Gilo, 11, 11 towns with the surrounding village. Also included were the town of Arab, Dumar, Eshan, Janim, Betukwa, Efika, Humta, Kerit Saba, that is Hebron, and Zua, 9 towns with a surrounding village. Beside these were Muan, Carmel, Ziph, Jota, Jezreel, Jokran, Jokdim, Zonua, Kian, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 towns with a surrounding village. In addition, there were Halhol, Betzor, Gezor, Marat, Betanot, and Eltekon, 6 towns with the surrounding village. There are also Karat Saba, that is Karat Jerim, and Rabbah, 2 towns with the surrounding village. In the wilderness, there were the towns of Mataraba, Midian, Sikaka, Nibshan, the town of Salt, and Egidi, 6 towns with their surrounding village. But the tribe of Judah could not drive out the Jebusites, who lived in the city of Jerusalem. So the Jebusites lived there among the people of Judah to this day. That brings us to the end of Joshua chapter 15, and we proceed to Joshua chapter 16. Thank you for joining me. God bless you. The allotment to the descendants of Joseph exceeded from the Jordan River near Jericho, east of the waters of Jericho, through the wilderness and into the hill country of Bethel. From Bethel, that is loose in the. Okay, sorry for that distraction. Then it descended westward to the territory of the Jephlethites, as far as Lower Beth Horon, then to Gaza, and on over to the Mediterranean Sea. The families of Joseph's sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, received their inheritance. The following territory was given to the families of the tribe of Ephraim as an inheritance. The eastern boundary of their inheritance began at Ataroth Ada. From there it ran to Upper Beth Horon, then onto the Mediterranean Sea. The northern boundary began at the Mediterranean, ran east past Mikmetat, then curved eastward past Tanat Shiloh, to the east of Jonah. From Jonah it turned southward to Ataroth and Nara, touched Jericho, and ended at the Jordan River. From Tapua, the borders extended westward, following Canal Ravine to the Mediterranean Sea. This is the inheritance given to the family of the tribe of Ephraim. Ephraim was also given some towns with surrounding village in the territory of the half-tribe of Manasseh. They did not drive the Canaanites out of Gaza. This is it's different from Gaza. This is Gezer. However, so the people of Gezer lived the people of Gezer live as slaves among the people of Ephraim to this day. And that brings us to the end of Joshua 16, and we proceed to Joshua 17. The next allotment of land was given to the half tribe of Manasseh, the descendants of Joseph's oldest son. Gilead and Bashan on the east side of the Jordan had already been given to the family of Machir because he was a great warrior. Machir was Manasseh's oldest son and was the father of Gilead. Land on the west side of the Jordan was allotted to the remaining families within the tribe of Manasseh: Abiezer, Helek, Azariel, Shechem, Hepha, and Shemida. However, Zelophehad, son of Heber, was who was a descendant of Manasseh, Machir and Gilead, had no son. Instead, he had five daughters. Their names were Mala, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, and Tirzah. Those women came to Eleazar the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the Israelite leader said, the Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance along with the men of our tribe. So Joshua gave them an inheritance along with their uncles, as the Lord had commanded. As a result, Manasseh's inheritance came to 10 parcels of land, in addition to the land of Gilead and Bashan, across the Jordan River, because the female descendants of Manasseh received an inheritance, along with the male descendants. The land of Gilead was given to the rest of the male descendants of Manasseh. The boundary of the tribe of Manasseh extended from the borders of Asher to Mechmetat, which is east of Shechem. Then the boundary went south from Mechmetat to the people living near the spring of Tapor. The lands surrounding Tapor belonged to Manasseh, but the town of Tapor on the borders of Manasseh territory belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. From the spring of Tapor, the brothers of Manasseh followed the northern side of the Canaan ravine to the Mediterranean Sea. Several towns in Manasseh's territory belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. The land south of the ravine belonged to Ephraim, and the land north of the ravine belonged to Manasseh, with the Mediterranean Sea forming Manasseh's western borders. North of Manasseh was the territory of Asher, and to the east was the territory of Issachar. The following town when The following towns within the territory of Issachar and Asher were given to Manasseh: Beth Shan, Eblem, Dor, that is Naphto, Naphtodor, Endor, Tanakh, and Megiddo, with their respective villages. But the descendants of Manasseh were unable to occupy these towns. They could not drive out the Canaanites who continued to live there. Later on, however, when the Israelites became strong enough, they forced the Canaanites to work as slaves, but they did not drive them out of the land. The descendants of Joseph came to Joshua and asked, why have you given us only one portion of land when the Lord has given us so many people? Joshua replied, if the hill of the country of Ephraim is not large enough for you, clear out land for yourself in the forest where the Perizzites and Rephites live. They said, the hill country is not enough for us, and the Canaanites in the lowlands are around Bethshan and the valley of Jezreel have iron chariots. They are too strong for us. Then Joshua said to the tribe of Ephraim and Manasseh, the descendants of Joseph, since you are so large and strong, you will be given more than one portion. The forest of the hill country will be yours as well. Clear as much of the land as you wish and live there. And I am sure you can drive out the Canaanites from the valley too, even though they are strong and have iron chariots. And that brings us to the end of Joshua chapter 17. We proceed all the way to Joshua 18. Now the land, now that the land was under Israelite control, the entire Israelites assembly gathered at Shiloh and set up the tabernacle. But there remained 7 tribes who had not yet been allotted their inheritance. Then Joshua asked them, how long are you going to wait before taking possession of the remaining land the Lord, the God of your ancestors, has given to you? Select 3 men from each tribe, and I will send them out to survey the unconquered territory. They will return to me with a written report of their proposed division of the inheritance. The Scots will mark the land into 7 sections, excluding Judah's territory in the south and Joshua's territory in the north. Then I will cast sacred lots in the presence of the Lord our God to decide which section will be assigned to each tribe. However, the Levites will not receive any land. Their role as priests of the Lord is their inheritance. And the tribe of Gad, Reuben, and the half tribe of Manasseh won't receive any more land, for they have already received their inheritance, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them on the east side of the Jordan River. As the men who were mapping out the land on their way, Joshua commanded them, go and survey the land, then return to me with your written report, and I will assign the land to the tribe by casting sacred lots in the presence of the Lord here at Shiloh. The men did as they were told and mapped out the entire territory into 7 sections, listing the towns in each section. Then they returned to Joshua in the camp at Shiloh. There at Shiloh, Joshua cast sacred lots in the presence of the Lord to determine which tribe each should have each section. The first allotment of land went to the family of the tribe of Benjamin. It lay between the territory previously assigned to the tribe of Judah and Joseph. The northern boundary began at the Jordan River, went north of the slope of Jericho, then west through the hill country and the wilderness of Beth-Haven. From there the boundaries went south to Luz, that is Bethel, and proceeded down to Ataroth Ada, to the top of the hill south of Lower Beth-horon. The boundary then ran south along the western edge of the hill facing Beth-Haron, ending at the village of Keratabal, that is Kerat Jerem, one of the towns belonging to the tribe of Judah. That was the western boundary. The southern boundary began at the outskirts of Kerat Jerem. From there it ran westwards to the spring at the water of Nephtoah, and down to the base of the mountain beside the valley of the son of Hinnom, at the northern end of the valley of Rephaim. From there went down the valley of Hinnom, crossing south of the slope where the Jebusite lived, and continued down to Egro, Engor, Engrogel. From Engrogel, the boundaries proceeded northwest to En Shemesh and to the Geliloth, which is across the slope of Edomim. Then it went down to the stone of Bohan. Bohan was Reuben's son. From there it passed along the north side of the slope overlooking the Jordan Valley. The borders then went down into the valley, ran past the northern slope of Beth Hogla, and ended at the north bay of the Dead Sea, which is the southern end of Jordan River. The eastward boundary was the Jordan River. This was the inheritance of the tribe of Benjamin. These are the towns given to the family of the tribe of Benjamin: Jericho, Beth Hogla, Emek, Emekkezes, Beth Araba, Zemariam, Bethel, Alvin, Para, of Opra, Kev. These names are hard. Kefara, Kefa Amnom, Kefa, Kefaramno, Kef, that's Kepharamoni. Kefa Ammonai. I got that. Opnai and Geba. 12 tribes with their village, also Gibeon, Ramah, Beeroth, Mizpeh, Kefri- Kif- Kifrira, Mozah, Rakim, Erpil, Tar, Taria, Taralia, Zela, Helif, Jebus, that is Jerusalem, Gibeah, and Kerat Jearim. 14 towns with their villages. This was the inheritance given to the family of the tribe of Benjamin. And this brings us to the end or Joshua chapter 18. We proceed to Joshua 19. If you are moving forward, the second allotment of land went to the family of the tribe of Simeon. Their inheritance was surrounded by Judah's territory. Simeon's inheritance included Beersheba, Sheba, Molada, Hazar Shoah, Baalar, Eziam, Eltolad, Bethel, Homer, Ziklag, Beth Markoboth, Hazar Susa, Sas, yes, yes. Oh, this is hard. Beth Makboth, Hazar Shusha, Beth Leboth, and Sheruhen, 13 towns with their village. It also included Ain, Rimmon, Etah, Ashan, 4 towns with their villages, including all the village as far south as Belat Bel, also known as Ramah of the Negev. This was the inheritance of the family of the tribe of Simeon. The inheritance came from the part of what they had been given of what had been given to Judah because Judah's territory was too large for them. So the tribe of Simeon received an inheritance within the territory of Judah. The third allotment of land went to the families of the tribe of Zebulun. The boundary of Zebulun inheritance started at Sarid. From there it went west, going past Maralah, touching Dabbeshet, and proceeding to the brook of Jokneam. In the other direction, the boundary line went east from Sarid to the borders of Kislot, Kislotabo, and from there to Dabrat, and went to Jophia. Then it continued east to Get Hefer, Etzkazin, and Rimmon, and turned towards Nia. The northern boundary of Zebulun passed Hanaton and ended at the valley of Iftalil. Sorry. The town in the area included Kata, Nahalal, Shimron, Adallah, and Bethlehem, 12 towns with their surrounding village. This was the inheritance of the family of the tribe of Zebulun. The fourth allotment of land went to the family of the tribe of Issachar. And the boundary included the following towns: Jezreel, Kesulot, Shunem, Hephariam, Sion, Anaharat, Zabith, Kishion, Elbez, Ramet, Egnag, En Gagnim, Ehada, and Paziz, Bet Paziz. The boundary also touched Tabor, Shahazuma, and Beth Shemesh, ending at Jordan River. 16 towns with their surrounding village. This was the inheritance of the family of the tribe of Issachar. The fifth allotment of land went to the family of the tribe of Asher. The boundary included these towns: Hilket, Halai, Betin, Eshiphas, Alamelech, Ahmad, and Mishal. The boundary on the west went from Carmel to Shahor-Libnath, turned east towards Beth Dagon, and ran as far as Zebulun in the valley of Iftalil, running north to Beth Emek and Nail. It then continued north to Kabul, Edom, Rehob, Hammon, Cana, and as far as Greater Sidon. These Then the boundary turned towards Ramah and to the fortified city of Tyre, and came to the Mediterranean Sea at Hosah. The territory also included Mahibel, Ezib, Umar, Afik, and Rehob, 22 towns with the surrounding village. This was the inheritance of the family of the tribe of Asher. The sixth allotment of land went to the family of the tribe of Naphtali. Its boundary ran from Hele, its boundary ran from Helef, from the Oak of Zananim, and extended across the Adamai Nekeb, Jabnel, and as far as Lukum, ending to the Jordan River. The western boundary ran past Esnot, Esnot Tabor, then to Hukok, and touched the boundary of Zebulun in the south, sorry, the boundary of Asher on the west, and the Jordan River on the east. The fortified cities included the territory where Zidim, Sia, Hamad, Zakiat, Kinneret, and Adama, Ramah, Hazor, Kadesh, Edrei, En-Hazor, Yiron, Migdal El, Herim, Betanath, and Beth-Shemesh, 19 cities with the surrounding village. This was the inheritance of the family of the tribe of Naphtali. The seventh, the seventh and the last allotment of land went to the families of the tribe of Dan. The seventh and the last allotment of land went to the families of Dan. The towns within Dan's inheritance included Zorah, Eshtaol, El-Shemesh, Shalbin, Aijalon, Etala, Elon, Timnah, Ekron, Eltekeh, Gibbeton, Baalot, Jehod, Beni Berek, Gat Rimon, and Mijakon, also Rakon, along with the territory across from Joppa. But the tribe of Dan had trouble taking possession of their land, so they fought against the town of Laish. They captured it, slaughtered its people, and settled there. They renamed the city Dan after their ancestor. This was the inheritance of the family of the tribe of Dan. This, these towns were their village. After all the land was divided among the tribes, the Israelites gave a special place of the land to Joshua as his inheritance. For the Lord had said he could have any town he wanted. He chose Timnath. He chose Timnath Serah in the country of Ephraim. He rebuilt the town and lived there. These are the territories that Eleazar the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the tribal leaders gave as inheritance to the tribe of Israel by casting sacred lots in the presence of the Lord as an entrance of the tabernacle at Shiloh. So the division of the land was completed. And that brings us to the end of Joshua chapter 19. And we proceed to Joshua chapter 20. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Emmanuel. Seriously, the names are quite confusing. You just bite your tongue. The Lord said to Joshua, "Now tell the Israelites to designate the cities of refuge, as I have instructed Moses. Anyone who kills another person unintentionally can run to one of those cities and be protected from the relative of the one who was killed. For the relative may seek to avenge the killing. Upon reaching one of the cities, the one who caused the accidental death will appear before the leader of the city gate and explain what happened. They must allow the accused to enter the city and live there among them. If the relative of the victim comes to avenge the killing, the leaders must not release the accused to them, for the death was accidental. But the person who caused the death must stay in the city and be tried by the community and found innocent. Then the one declared innocent because the death was accidental must continue to live in the city until the death of the high priest who was an office who was in office at the time of the accident. After that, the one who found the one found innocent is free to return home. The following cities were designated as cities of refuge: Kiddish of Galilee, in the town country of Naphtali; Shechem, in the hill country of Ephraim; and Keriot Arba, that is Hebron, in the hill country of Judah. On the countryside of Jordan River, across from Jericho, the following cities were designated as cities of refuge: Bezer in the wilderness plain of tribe of Reuben, Ramoth in Gilead in the territory of the tribe of Gad, and Golan in Bashan in the land of the tribe of Manasseh. The cities were set apart for Israel as well as the foreigners living among them. Anyone who accidentally killed another person could take refuge in one of the cities. In this way, they could escape being killed in revenge prior to standing trial before the community. And that brings us to the end of Joshua 20, and we proceed to Joshua 21. Then the leader of the tribe of Levi came to consult Eleazar the priest, Joshua son of Nun, the leader of the other tribes of Israel. They spoke to them at Shiloh in the land of Canaan, saying, "The Lord instructed Moses to give us towns to live in and pasture land for our cattle." So, by the command of the Lord, the Levites were given as their inheritance in the following town with their pasture land: descendants of Aaron, who were the members of the Kohat, Kohat, the descendants of Aaron, who were the members of the Kohathite, Kohathite clan within the tribe of Levi, were given 13 towns that were originally assigned to the tribe of Judah, Simeon, and Benjamin. The other family of the Kohathite clan were allotted 10 towns from the territories of Ephraim, Dan, and the half tribe of Manasseh. The clan of Gershon received 13 towns from the tribe of Issachar, Asher, Naphtali, and the half tribe of Manasseh in Bashan. The clan, the clan of Merari received 12 cities from the tribe of Reuben, Gad, and Zebulun. So the Israelites obeyed the Lord's command to Moses and assigned these towns and pasture land to the Levites by casting sacred lots. The Israelites gave the following towns from the cities of Judah and Simeon to the descendants of Aaron, who were members of the Kohathite clan within the tribe of Levi. These were the sacred laws. Since the sacred laws fell to them first: Kerioth Arba, that is Hebron, in the hill country of Judah, along with its surrounding pasture land. Elba was the ancestor of Anak, but the field beyond the city of the surrounding village were given to Caleb, son of Jephunneh. The following towns with their pasture land were given to the descendants of Aaron the priest: Hebron, a city of refuge for those who accidentally killed someone; Libnah, Jattir, Eshtemoa, Holon, Debir, Ain, Juttah, 9 towns from these two tribes. From the tribe of Benjamin, the priests were given the following towns with their surrounding pasture land: Gibeon, Geba, Anatoth, and Elmon, 4 towns. So the 13 towns were given to the priests, the descendants of Aaron. The rest of the Kohathite clan from the tribe of Levi was allotted these towns and pasture land from the tribe of Ephraim: Shechem, a city refuge for those who accidentally kill someone; Gezer, Kibzam, and Beth Horon, 4 towns. The following tribes, the following towns and pasture lands were allotted to the priests from the tribe of Dan: Gibbethon, Eljalon, and Geth-Rimmon, 4 towns. The half-tribe of Manasseh allotted the following towns with their pasture land to the priests: Tanakh and Geth-Rimmon, 2 towns. So 10 towns with their pasture land were given to the rest of the Kohathite clan. The descendants of Gershon, another clan within the tribe of Levi, received 2 towns with their pasture lands from the half-tribe of Manasseh: Golan in Bashan, a city of refuge, and Beth-Sheterah. From the tribe of Issachar they received Kishon, Debariat, Jeramoth, and Engagnim, 4 towns with their pasture land. From the tribe of Asher they received Mishal, Ebdon, Hekla, Helkat, and Rehon, 4 towns and their pasture land. For the tribe of Naphtali, they received Kadesh in Galilee, a city of refuge, Hamoth-dor, and Katon. Is it Katon? Katan, sorry. 3 towns with their sorry, 3 towns with their pasture lands. So 13 towns and their pasture lands were allotted to the clan of Gershon. The rest of the Levites, the Merari clan, were given the following towns from the tribe of Zebulun: Jokneam, Kotel, and Dimnah. Kotal, Dimnah, and Nahalal. 4 towns with a pasture land. From the tribe of Reuben, they received Bezer, Jahaz, Kedamoth, and Mephiat. 4 towns with the pasture land. From the tribe of Gad, they received Neam, Heshbon, Jezer, 2 towns with their pasture land. So 12 towns were allotted to the clan of Merari. The total number of towns and pasture lands within the Israelite territory given to the Levites came to 48. Every one of these towns had pasture land surrounding it. So the sorry. So the Lord gave to the Israel all the land he had sworn to give their ancestors, and they conquered it and settled there. And the Lord gave them rest on every side, just as he had solemnly promised their ancestors. None of their enemies could stand against them, for the Lord helped them conquer all their enemies. All of the good promises the Lord had given Israel came through. And that brings us to the end of Joshua 21. And we'll be proceed all the way to Joshua chapter 22. I'm happy because we are very close to the end of Joshua. So Joshua chapter 22. Then Joshua called together the tribe of Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh. He told them, "You have done as Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, and you have obeyed every order I have given you. You have not deserted the other tribe, even though the campaign has lasted for such a long time. You have been careful to obey the commands of the Lord your God up to the present day. And now the Lord your God has given the other tribe rest, as he has promised them. So you can go now to the land of Moses, the servant of the Lord. So you can go now to the land Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave you on the east side of the Jordan River. But be very careful to obey all the commands." Sorry, my hand aches. I'm coming. Let me pick something to support myself. And now the Lord your God has given the other rest as he promised them. So go home now to the land Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave you on the east side of the Jordan River. But be careful to obey all the commands and the law that Moses gave to you. Love the Lord your God. Walk in all his way, obey his commands, be faithful to him, and serve him with all your heart and all your soul. So Joshua blessed them and sent them home. Now Moses had given the land of Bashan to the half tribe of Manasseh east of the Jordan. The other half of the tribe was given land west of the Jordan. As Joshua sent them away, he blessed them and said, "Share with your relative back home with great wealth you have been given. With great wealth you have taken from your enemies. Share with them your large herds of cattle, your silver, gold, and your bronze and iron, and your clothing." So the men of Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh left the tribe of Israel at Shiloh in the land of Canaan. They started the journey back to their own land of Gilead, in the territory that belonged to them, according to the Lord's command through Moses. But while they were still in Canaan, before they crossed the Jordan River, Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh built a very large altar near the Jordan River at a place called Gilaloth. When the rest of Israel heard they had built an altar at Gilalot, west of the Jordan River in the land of Canaan, the whole assembly gathered at Shiloh and prepared to go to war against their brother's tribe. First, however, they sent a delegation led by the Phinehas, son of Eleazar the priest. They crossed the river to talk with the tribe of Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh. In this delegation were 10 high officials of Israel, one from each of the 10 tribes, and each a leader within the family division of Israel. When they arrived in the land of Gilead, they said to the tribe of Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh, the whole community of the Lord demands to know why you are betraying the God of Israel. How could you turn away from the Lord and build an altar in rebellion against him? Was our sin at far not enough? He, we are not yet fully cleansed of it. Even after the plague that struck the enemy assembly of the Lord, struck the entire assembly of the Lord, And yet today you are turning away from following the Lord. If you rebel against the Lord today, he will be angry with all of us tomorrow. If you need the altar because your land is defiled, then join us on the other side of the river where the Lord lives among us in the tabernacle, and we will share our land with you. But do not rebel against the Lord or draw us into your rebellion by building another altar for yourselves. There is only one true altar of the Lord our God. Didn't God punish all the people of Israel when Achan, a member of the clan of Zerah, sinned by stealing the things set apart for the Lord? He was not the only one who died because of that sin. Then the people of Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh answered these high officials, The Lord alone is God. The Lord alone is God. We have not built the altar in rebellion against the Lord. If we have done so, do not spare our lives this day. But the Lord knows, and let all the Israel build an altar for ourselves to turn away from the Lord, nor will we use it for our burnt offering or grain offering or peace offering. If we have built it for this purpose, may the Lord himself punish us. We have built this altar because we fear that in the future your descendants will say to us, What right do you have to worship the Lord, the God of Israel? The Lord has placed the Jordan River as a barrier between our people and your people. You have no claim to the Lord, and your descendants may make our descendants stop worshiping the Lord. So we decided to build the altar, not for burnt offering, but as a memorial. It will remind our descendants and your descendants that we too have the right to worship the Lord at his sanctuary with our burnt offering, sacrifices, and peace offering. Then your descendants will not be able to say to us, You have not, you have no claims to the Lord. If they say this, our descendants can reply, Look at the copy of the Lord's altar in our ancestry in copy of the Lord's altar that our ancestor made. It is not for burnt offering nor for sacrifice. It is a reminder of the relationship both of us have with the Lord. Far be it from us to rebel against the Lord or turn away from him by building our own altar for burnt offering, grain offering, or sacrifices. Only the altar of the Lord our God that stands in front of the tabernacle may be used for the purpose. When the Phinehas priests and the high officials heard this from the tribe of Reuben, Gad, and the half tribe of Manasseh, they were satisfied. Phinehas, son of Eleazar the priest, replied to them, Today we know the Lord is among us because you have not sinned against the Lord as we thought. Instead, you have rescued Israel from being destroyed by the Lord. Then Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the priest, and the 10 high officials left the tribe of Reuben, Gad in Gilead, and returned to the land of Canaan to tell the Israelites what had happened. And all the Israelites were satisfied and praised God and spoke no more of war against Reuben and Gad. The people of Reuben and Gad named the altar Witness, for they said, "It is a witness between us and them that the Lord is our God." 2. And that brings us to the end of Joshua 22, and we proceed to Joshua 23. And we just have, after Joshua 23, we have just one chapter to go. Joshua 23. The years passed, and the Lord had given the people of Israel rest from all their enemies. Joshua, who was now very old, called together all the elders, leaders, judges, and officials of Israel. He said to them, "I am an old man now. You have seen everything the Lord your God has done for you during my lifetime. The Lord your God has fought for you against your enemies. I have allotted to you as an inheritance all the land of the nations yet unconquered, as well as the land of those we have already conquered, from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea. In the west, this land will be yours, for the Lord your God will drive out the people living there now. You will live there instead of them, just as the Lord your God promised you. So be strong. Be very careful to follow the instruction written in the book of the law of Moses. Do not deviate from them in any way. Make sure you do not associate with the other people still remaining in the land. Do not even mention the names of their gods, much less swear by them, nor worship them. But be faithful to the Lord your God as you have done until now. For the Lord has driven out great and powerful nations for you, and no one has yet been able to defeat you. Each one of you will put to fight 1,000 of the enemy, for the Lord your God fights for you, just as he has promised. So be very careful to love the Lord your God. But if you turn away from him and intend and intermarry with the survivors of these nations remaining among you, then know for certain that the Lord your God will no longer drive them out from your land. Instead, there will be a snare and a trap to you, a pain in your side and a thorn in your eyes, and you will be wiped out from the good land the Lord your God has given you. Soon I will die, going the going the way of the earth. Deep in your heart, you know that every promise of the Lord your God has come through. Not a single one has failed. But be sure, but as surely as the Lord your God has given you the good things he promised, he will also bring disaster on you if you disobey him. He will completely wipe you out from the good land he has given you. If you break the covenant, the Lord your God by the covenant, if you break the covenant of the Lord your God by the serv- worshiping and serving other gods, his dangers will burn against you, and you would quickly be wiped out from the good land he has given you. And may the Lord bless the reading of his word. My eyes is turning me somehow. I think it's this light. So this brings us to the end of Joshua 23, and then we proceed to the last chapter of Joshua, chapter 24. Thank you for still staying to this time. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, then Joshua summoned all the people of Israel to Shechem, along with their elders, leaders, and judges, officials, so they came and presented themselves to God. Joshua said to the people, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Your ancestors, including Terah, the father of Abraham and Nahor, lived beyond the Euphrates River, and they worshipped other gods. But I took your ancestor Abraham from the land beyond the Euphrates and led him into the land of Canaan. I gave him many descendants through his son Isaac. To Isaac I gave Jacob and Esau. To Esau I gave the hill country of Seir, while Jacob and his children went down into Egypt. Then I sent Moses and Aaron, and I brought terrible plague on Egypt and Afterwards, I brought you out as a free people. But when your ancestors arrived at the Red Sea, the Egyptians chased after you with chariots and horses. When you cried out to the Lord, I put darkness between you and the Egyptians. I brought the sea crashing down on the Egyptians, drowning them with your very own eyes. You saw what I did. Then you lived in the wilderness for many years. Finally, I brought you into the land of the Amorites on the east side of the Jordan. They fought against you, but I gave you victory over them and took possession of their land. Then Balak, son of Zippor, king of Moab, started a war against Israel. He asked Balaam, son of Beor, to curse you, but I would not listen to him. Instead, I made Balaam bless you, and so I rescued you from Balak. When you crossed the Jordan River and came to Jericho, the men of Jericho fought against you. There were, we, there were also many others who fought you, including the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. But I gave you victory over them. And I sent hornets ahead of you to drive out the two kings of the Amorites. It was not your sword nor or bows that brought your victory. I gave you land. I gave you land you had not worked for, and I gave you cities you did not build. The cities in which you are now living, sorry. I gave you vineyards and olives groves for food, though you did not plant them. So honor the Lord and serve him wholeheartedly. Put away forever the idols your ancestors worshipped when they lived beyond the Euphrates River and the Egypt. Serve the Lord alone. But if you are unwilling to serve the Lord, then choose today whom you will serve. Would you prefer the gods your ancestors served beyond the Euphrates, or will it be the gods of the Amorites in whose land you now live? But as far as for me and my family, we will serve the Lord. The people replied, we will never forsake the Lord and worship other gods. For the Lord our God is the one who rescued us and our ancestors from slavery in the land of Egypt. He performed mighty miracle before our very eyes. As we traveled through the wilderness among our enemies, he preserved us. It was the Lord who drove out the Amorites and the other nations living here in the land. So we too will serve the Lord, for he alone is our God. Then Joshua said to the people, you are not able to serve the Lord, for he is a holy and jealous God. He will not forgive your rebellion and sin if you forsake the Lord and serve other gods. He will not turn against you. He will turn against you and destroy you, even though he has been so good to you. But the people answered Joshua, saying, no, we are determined to serve the Lord. You are accountable for this decision, Joshua said. You have chosen to serve the Lord. Yes, they replied, we are accountable. All right then, Joshua said, destroy the idols among you and turn your hearts to the Lord and the God of Israel. The Lord said, the people said to Joshua, we will serve the Lord our God. We will obey him alone. So Joshua made a covenant with the people that day at Shechem, committing them to a binding contract, permanent and binding contract between themselves and the Lord. Joshua recorded these things in the book of the law of God as a reminder that the agreement, as a reminder of the agreement. He took a huge stone and rolled it beneath the oak tree beside the tabernacle of the Lord. Joshua said to all the people, this stone has heard everything the Lord said to us. It will be a witness to testify against you if you go back on your word to God. Then Joshua sent the people away, each to his own inheritance. Soon after this, Joshua son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died at the age of 110. They buried him in the land he had inherited at Timnath Serah. In the land he had inherited at Timnath Serah, in the hills country of Ephraim, north of Mount Mount Gash. Israel served the Lord throughout the lifetime of Joshua and of the leaders who outlived him, those who had personally experienced all the Lord had done for Israel. The bones of Joseph, which the Israelites had brought along with them when they left Egypt, were buried at Shechem in the parcel of the ground Jacob had brought from the son of Hamor for 100 pieces of silver. The land was located in the territory allotted to the tribe of Ephraim and Manasseh, the descendants of Joseph. Eleazar, son of Aaron, also died. He was buried in the hill country of Ephraim in the town of Gibeah, on the time of Gibeah, which had been given to the son of Phinehas. And that brings us to the end of our reading today. Thank you all that have joined. This is like an hour already. So tomorrow we'll start from the book of Judges. Ooh, thank you all for joining. Like, I'm so excited. So we are done with the book of Joshua. So tomorrow we start from the book of Judges. Hopefully I'll be dropping the schedule for the week today after this live. Once I'm done what I have to do, I'll drop the schedule. And please follow it. If you're joining me, please follow it. And I'll try to post it here on YouTube. I don't know, I keep forgetting to post on YouTube. I'm so sorry for that. Thank you all and God bless you. And we close this reading in the name of the Lord the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. And pray that as many who have joined this life, that the Lord will bless you, cause his face to shine upon you, and be merciful unto you. Pray that everything you do, you're blessed. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you all, and God bless you. Bye-bye, my YouTube family. Bye-bye, Facebook family. God bless you all.